know a lot of these signings that Arsenal Football Club and all clubs in the Premier League and around the world won't matter or won't make an impact here. But it must be nice to sign players that fans can be giddy over. When you look at the potential cost of Noni Madueke, on Wednesday it was confirmed that more or less Mohamed Kudus is a Spurs player and they've activated the release clause of Morgan Gibbs-White. I'm just looking at the fees. You throw in João Pedro. Again, it has to work, Arsenal, man. It really has to work. And I know no two transfers are the same. You know, you're hearing some Arsenal fans, I say, oh, it's come out that Kudus only went to Spurs because Liverpool and Arsenal made it clear they wouldn't move for him. That's all fun and games, but at this moment in time, and I'm open to being proved wrong. I hope it all works. July the 10th, would you have rather 50 million on Madueke or 55 million quid on Mohamed Kudus? And to be fair, Man United got blood on their hands. Had they have not won the Champions League, lost the Europa League final to Spurs, they might not have got this caliber of player. But fair enough, Morgan Gibbs-White and Kudus are two good signings. Must be nice activating release clauses. Viktor Gyokeres deal remains. Sorry, my monitor, I can't really see what's going on. Viktor Gyokeres deal remains ongoing with the two clubs maintaining their position on the transfer fee. No chance for Gyokeres to show up for training. He's already informed Sporting about that, only Arsenal. It wouldn't be our football club if we didn't buy players from Chelsea, didn't buy defenders and goalies, and didn't drag out transfers, man. Gyokeres deal remains ongoing. Situation is tense, but Arsenal relaxed and want deal on their terms. Sporting are sticking to theirs. There's a small gap, but a gap nonetheless. Gyokeres will not show up for training tomorrow. Situation remain broken between the player and Sporting. Player is ready to go to war to go to Arsenal. Deal is on and on. Conversations are ongoing. That was Romano. Hand of Arsenal said, look, I understand how many of us are emotional and our connection to this club runs deep, including me, but it's important to remain honest and professional. The deal for Gyokeres is very advanced. If that changes, highly credible people will inform you. Let's remain calm until then. If you don't get Sesko, you don't get Gyokeres, then it's all the stock surely in the Ollie Watkins basket, people. Christian Norgard, by the way, has been announced, people. My understanding is, as of yesterday night, was that talks remain positive between Arsenal and Sporting. Gyokeres told the president yesterday he won't be returning to pre-season. Very important to stress, no club-to-club agreement yet. Arsenal have backup options. They need to have backup options and the ability to pivot, people. So we'll have to see how that one develops. Arsenal issued with cooling off period as Viktor Gyokeres transfer hits wall. Viktor Gyokeres has become Arsenal's number one target this summer as Mikel Arteta looks to get a new striker over the line. But talks with Sporting Lisbon have proven difficult, with both parties failing to agree a fee. And apparently they've imposed a cooling off period over talks with Arsenal on Gyokeres after reaching a stalemate with the Gunners. The Portuguese club decided to put talks on hold early this week after failing to reach an agreement for the Swedish striker, who's pushing to join Arsenal. Sporting are now ready to resume serious negotiations within the next 48 hours but have so far stuck to their guns over the price, as they want around 70 million, with at least 60 million upfront and the rest in add-ons. So yeah, it's getting long, man. We made huge progress last weekend, allegedly, and know that the 27-year-old Gyokeres is determined to move to the Emirates Stadium, and personal terms will not be an issue. Weeks gone fast, innit? I know about tomorrow is Friday, but we can all vividly remember Sunday. Gyokeres, we all know of what Viktor Gyokeres has done and all the stuff at Sporting and his agent. Apparently, their president is adamant there is no gentleman's agreement allowing him to leave. They're determined to stand firm on the price. That is a big obstacle, but there's still huge optimism that the deal will get done for Gyokeres to become Arsenal's new number 9. Gyokeres is making it clear he does not want to return to Sporting in a further standoff, but talks are being seen as drawn out rather than stalled, which is good for us. At the end of the day, we need to sign him. Arsenal also need to tie down Nwaneri. He's into the final year of his contract, but wants playing time and uncertainty around his future, with him fitting perfectly into Chelsea's model, is a huge concern. Earlier today, it was seen that there's optimism around Nwaneri's signing new deal. I must admit, let me know your thoughts. Do you lot honestly believe we're going to sign Rodrygo? Just put my Gyokeres and Eze in the bag. If Madueke is what you're doing, do what you're doing. By all means, try for Rodrygo, but it's boring now. Real Madrid would want at least 100 million euros in order to discuss the sale of Rodrygo. A meeting with Rodrygo and Real Madrid next week will decide his future. The player's preference is to be a left winger. He's wanted by multiple clubs, including Arsenal. Multiple clubs, as you see. Real Madrid are now looking for a club to buy Rodrygo. The decision has been made. Arsenal and 2 other top European clubs want the player. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Saudi Arabia have all been linked with him. Paris Saint-Germain as well. Direct meeting for Rodrygo's future will take place next week. Real Madrid are open to letting him leave. Real Madrid will leave the final decision to the Brazilian. So does he want to make the move? Rodrygo won't join El Nasser, Romano has said. Never a topic or even a negotiation, despite reports. Full focus on Europe. A meeting is planned next week between Rodrygo's camp and Real Madrid. If Real Madrid receive a good proposal, they're ready to accept it. The decision will be totally up to the player. So Arsenal could make an offer, or anyone could make an offer that makes sense to Real Madrid. Real Madrid could accept it. But if Rodrygo says, I don't want to leave, I don't want to leave, really and truly. Rodrygo currently prefers to stay put and regain his place and will only open himself up to the market if Real Madrid clearly say he can go. Club have not put a price for the player. It is well known Mikel Arteta has the Brazilian's name on a shortlist, but there's been no direct contact with either Real Madrid or Eric Gomez. What is known is that any move to open the exit door will not have Rodrygo's hand on the doorknob. With a contract until mid-2028, the Brazilian wants to keep his place until at least the end of 2025. The next few weeks, however, will be decisive. With the end of their participation in the Club Cup, Real Madrid have given the squad a vacation and are scheduled to reappear on August the 4th. The La Liga opener is scheduled for the 19th against Osasuna. The transfer window for Major League closes September the 1st. Dates that will be decisive in a silent soap opera despite external shouting. So it's going to be a long, dragged out process. So yeah, the possibility of him leaving is there. He's been on the bench, people, the last 5 games. Xabi Alonso is open to letting him go. Real Madrid are open to letting him go. It remains to be seen if Rodrygo has accepted that his Real Madrid days may be numbered or potentially over. Paris Saint-Germain are being linked with him. He's already expressed the preference of where he wants to play. Xabi Alonso clearly don't rate him how he needs to be rated in his mind, so we'll have to see. You can play left wing at our football club if you want. Arsenal expected to approach Crystal Palace to discuss Eze. We've had positive talks with the players' camp. I must admit, at this point, you just want to see bids rejected or offers, medicals taking place, etc. We're expected to step up the attempts. We're planning to make contact with Crystal Palace's chairman, Steve Parrish, to discuss a potential move, although he's unlikely to consider any offers below the 67.5 million release clause. So put up or shut up. Speaking to those closest to Madueke, Sunsport has been told, despite reported doubts, the player has a top mentality. I mean, if they're close to the player, they're not going to say anything else. And he's desperate to play with and against the best at the highest level and would relish the chance to fight for a starting spot at Arsenal. Again, we all know we've made an offer of 50 million plus add-ons. Chelsea want 50 million guaranteed. There's a good relationship. Why, I don't know, but a good relationship between both parties. This has said Rodrygo wants to stay at Real Madrid for what it's worth. I don't really want to talk about Madueke, but apparently Arteta is super keen to sign Madueke, and the winger is very excited about the opportunity to go to Arsenal. Arsenal have been searching for a left winger and have also considered Rodrygo, Morgan Rogers, Anthony Gordon, and Nico Williams. However, all would cost more than Noni Madueke. Andrea Berra is determined not to overspend. I mean, make sure you get Eze and Rodrygo and game changers, because, boy, you're potentially already overspending for Madueke. I know 50 million is seen as the next 10 million in today's day and age. Palmer apparently have asked for information on Arsenal's Fabio Vieira. William Saliba has received a substantial proposal from Arsenal to renew his contract at the club. Max Dowman wants to stay at Arsenal, currently in Spain, in a pre-season camp, and talks are underway over him signing a pre-professional contract when he turns 16 in December. We're apparently positive about confirming the future of Ethan Nwaneri. Lookman was looked at and discussed as an option on the left wing, but Arsenal were unwilling to match the valuation Atalanta had on him. AFC Camden has said Madueke and Eze deals moving forward independently of each other. Arteta has made it clear he wants both. If they manage to sign the pair and Gyokeres also happens, would take Arsenal spend well north of 200 million if, which unfortunately at Arsenal, we've become accustomed to the if stuff. Trossard is linked with a move away. Apparently, Arsenal could consider bids of 20 million euros. And we have officially, long overdue, confirmed the signing of Christian Norgard.